Hello and welcome to Cali Legends Media. Okay, let's get right to the content. The state of California decided to lock down all the level 3 and level 4 prisons in Southern California due to the violence and the other activities that I guess they're unhappy with the inmates, okay? Very next day, Salinas Valley decided to go on a hunger strike. They sent a memo out stating that the reason why they were going on a hunger strike was because their constitutional rights and their rights per Title 15 are being violated. Okay. Now, the inmates are entitled to go to store every so often, okay, if they have the money to do so. Also, to be able to get in touch with their families, okay. Now, being on lockdown for something that happened in another prison or that's happened in other prisons is unfair to all the inmates that had nothing to do with that. You know, if somebody's going to get punished, locked down, however they're doing it now, sent to the hole, it should be the people that are involved, and that's it. But they want to take it out on an entire culture, you know, all of the raza, the sureños, whatever you want to call them, the whites, the blacks. What do they got to do with it? You know what I mean? Now, back in the early 2000s, if an inmate stabbed another inmate and they were from two different races, oh yeah, you're going on lockdown for at least 30 days, sometimes longer. If the person was unalived, we've been locked down for myself personally, up to 6 months for an unaliving different races. Now, that was normal for back then. Nobody tripped on it. We got locked down. We ran out of store. Hey, you know, we just dealt with it. But the rules to the game have changed since this last hunger strike and since, you know, the closing down of Pelican Bay and stuff. And in order to keep it from returning to that type of punishments, those types of punishments, there has to be a quick response whenever rights are violated. Now, I really believe that's what's taking place, that rights are being violated. If I go and I do something to somebody and they're unalived and they get me, they know it was me, I'm going to get a DA referral, I'm going to court, or I'm already charged, you know, it's a done deal. Then later on, same situation with somebody else. Why would you go after an entire group for those 4 individuals per se? You know, it's been more than that. I think Rascal from the Homie Hangout, I think he counted up to 10 different incidences that he could point to that happened recently that may sound like a lot of violence, but it was violent before. Prison's always been violent. There's always been unalivings, you know. But the usual case would be they'd get the people involved, slam them down. Not the whole group, not a whole race, not a whole car. You know, that's just taking advantage, you know, of a person's authority. Yeah, I know they're angry, they're upset, because in the process of CDC's officers doing their jobs, some of them get hurt. But if you haven't been there, then you don't know. But sometimes they act up. You know, sometimes they challenge you. And, you know, someone doing all day isn't going to be putting up with that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? They get crazy like that. You know, they're probably going to get touched up. So even I heard two separate cases of this happening on Hector Bravo's show. He's that guy that's the ex correctional officer, okay? The little bit of time that I did, that, you know, from 2000 to 2005, the captain of the yard got beat down, you know, lieutenants, other COs, you know, for whatever they were doing. You know, this isn't something new. This is something that's been happening, but never have they slammed down an entire race for it, you know? Yeah, they made transfers. They transferred a lot of people to other prisons and stuff, but as far as taking it out on the whole yard, no. Or on the whole prison, the whole say the whole level 3 yard, the whole level 4 yard, no. That's some unprecedented stuff as far as I know. I don't know that happening for a situation like that, for a sticking or an assault on a CO, you know. So now we have these guys in Salinas doing a hunger strike. I understand the attention that gets and the response that it gets could help their cause, but what's happening there is that they're hurting themselves. They're hurting their bodies. They're suffering and doing harm to themselves because of CDC, because of their situation, because they want to talk. They want to negotiate this and get it up on the forefront and deal with it without violence, which is the best way to go. You know, I'm not going to provoke violence. You know, I don't think that, you know, they should get off or anything. But I'll tell you one thing, if I had anything to do with it or had anything to say about it, all those guys in there, man, that were looking forward to see their kids and their families on Father's Day, which is a big deal when you're doing time in prison, to you know, especially when you're already expecting them to come. They're expecting to come. They're getting ready. The wife's buying something nice to wear, blah, 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 the whole bit. Making a hotel reservations and all of that. And then they turn around and do something like this for something you had nothing to do with. You know? Like, not every inmate in there was involved with those incidences. Why are they doing something like this to them? You know, it's uncalled for. But what I would do is I'd probably screw up their Father's Day, man, because I'm stupid like that. You know, everybody sheet up, you know, and keep them working, man, all night till send their asses home so fucking tired that they don't want no Father's Day. They just want to see their bed, man, and go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? And ruin their whole day dealing with the smell and the spray and the whole 9 yards. Yeah. Better than hurting yourself, not eating, you know. But, you know, I don't want to be the one to advocate violence or that type of activity. It's just me being in prison, that's what I would probably want to do. Like, you know, screw them, because that's what they're doing. They're screwing over the inmates, basically, by treating them all the same, you know. And a lot of them, they were just programming, doing their thing, getting educated, taking rehab classes, you know, trying to get something good for their parole, you know. And they get slammed down just like the people that are in there just running amok, you know. Some people that are never getting out, man, they don't care, man. They'll take somebody's life without the slightest thought, you know. A lot of people turn sick like that. They figure they don't have nothing to lose, and yeah, you know, they'll start raising their hand for everything, man. They just want to kill everything. They don't give a shit. And so you have different types of inmates, and I think they should all be treated differently. Like, come on, you know, like, That's my opinion, man. I really think that it's unfair what they're doing to these guys. I don't know what the answer is as far as what can be done to help them, and I don't know what the answer is that they could do to end this, with CDC. But I've never heard of anything like that. I know they stopped locking down people for a while. I mean, I was hearing that somebody will get dropped on the yard, and the next day they're programming. That was odd to me. That was foreign to me. And now, for something that happened in 10, say 15 different incidences, they decided to lock down everybody on a level 3 and level 4 yard. Something's wrong there with that picture. Let me know what you think, and look forward to seeing your comments and your thoughts on this. And I know, a lot of you aren't going to agree with me. Look, it's not like I'm for the prisoners and F the COs, but F them anyways. But it's this that's not the issue. The issue is when you get arrested and you're sent to prison, your freedom's taken away from you, and that's your punishment. Your whole life is stripped from you, and you become a number, and you're told what to do and how to do it and when to do it, and when to go to your room, go to sleep, lock the door and lock you in your room. That's the punishment of a crime that somebody commits. Okay, not playing games with their health, with their lives, with I don't know, man. I think CDC sometimes does too much, and so does the correctional officers sometimes. And people get upset, man, and that's why hands get put on them. They're not just going around beating up correctional officers. In fact, that's a no-no. There's always a reason behind why things happen. So I would keep that in mind when considering situations like this. Do I want the prisoners to get out of this lockdown, see their families, have access to the phones and all of that good stuff? Yes, I do, most definitely, because I know how important it is, especially when you've been in there for a little while and you're looking forward to something to happen, and it falls through because somebody that's sitting on an important seat up there decides, hey, slam them down. Well, who do we slam down? Everybody. Just slam everybody down. Level 3, level 4 down. Come on. That's like an easy way out for them. They're just gonna put everybody away until they could figure something out. And you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna figure nothing out. They're gonna let them back out eventually. But they'll probably make them suffer and go through this hunger strike. Good thing that not everybody's gotten into it yet, but we don't know. That's something for them to decide in the coming up in the future, whether or not this is going to be all of Southern California, or if it's going to just be limited to just only Salinas Valley. Right now, the hunger strike's only taking place in Salinas Valley, but the lockdown is throughout Southern California. So I don't know. What do you guys think? You think everybody should be involved in this hunger strike? Or is there a better way to go about it? What's your thoughts? I'd really appreciate hearing them, and try to be positive, like I know a lot of people come on and they just wig out on, they're prisoners, they're in there for something. What if they killed your mom and your sister and all of that? Yeah, I know. I understand all of that. All that's been taken into consideration. Believe me, there's people in prison that have taken people that were important to me, but their punishment is being in prison, and when they get out, they're done. They're done with their time. They're done with their punishment. Anyways, hope to see you in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button. Thank you for watching. God bless you. God bless your family. People, stay free, man. I always mention how bad it is behind the walls, or even in jail behind the bars, man. But man, it's a mess in there, and it's not an easy life. You know, it's not it's nothing nice. It's nowhere where anybody really wants to be. So make good decisions, and keep yourself out here, so that way you'll be around for your family and your loved ones. Want to wish everybody a happy Father's Day. And any inmates that see this, hey man, I'm sorry for your situation. I wish you guys still a happy Father's Day. God bless you, your family, and your kids, man. And your wives, everybody, man. God bless all of you. Thanks for watching.